I'll reintroduce myself. My name is J Mitchel Robinson, Jonte Robinson. Mrs. Robinson will work, whichever is comfortable for you. But today we came here to continue in our series that is educating you all about finances, financial freedom. And this is a huge, huge, huge passion for me because I think it's so important that we are educating our youth, particularly in communities of color, about money. Because when I think about my own personal journey, I so wish that I had somebody who would have talked to me about money when I was younger. In fact, I have an ebook that I wrote called What Being Broke Taught Me. And the purpose of that ebook is to help everybody else avoid doing all the dumb stuff that I did as it relates to money. So it's so important that we have these settings, and big shout out to Ace for putting this on, for recognizing that there was a need, and beyond recognizing that there was a need, but caring enough for those of you who participate to ensure that you are equipped as you all are growing up and being in a position where you will be handling money. So last time I was here, I believe it was in January, February. So do you remember, because I want to start off talking about money temperaments. So for those of you who were here, and even for those of you who this may be your first time, do you remember or do you know what each of the money temperaments are and what they mean? Do I have any takers? And I'm going to need y'all to talk back to me today, because we're not going to sit here and just listen to me blah, 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 blah for the next 60 to 90 minutes. So the three money temperaments are spenders, savers, and wealth creators. And of course, today, since we're talking about how to make your money work for you, there's a specific one that we're gonna kind of sort of focus on. But for the purposes of making sure that we understand these, can anybody tell me what a spender is? What is a spender? Somebody who spends their money. Okay. So what would that look like, in your opinion, if you could describe someone who had the spender temperament? What would their behavior look like? You said, and what's your name? Earl? Okay, so Earl, you said going shopping and going out to eat. Did you all have some examples of what a spender, what type of behaviors they would have? Just like to spend money? Okay, so Earl, I love these examples. This is the truth of the matter. It's exactly what it is said, likes to go out. Thank you so much. A spender is that person that as soon as they get some money, they are going to spend it. They're not concerned about, the future. And even if they say they're concerned about the future, it does not show based on their behaviors. This person is going to get paid. And as my personal financial coach would say, they live from check to Monday. They're not even making it from check to check. They get paid on Friday, and they're going to pay a portion of their bills. As Earl said, they're going to go eat out. They're going to eat out for breakfast. They're going to eat out for lunch. They're going to eat out for dinner. They're going to have some snacks in between. They're going to go to Starbucks. They're going to go to the mall. They're going to do all these different things. And by Monday, they're not going to have no money. So they're not even making it to the next Friday. There was a time, and I'm sure those of you who are in my age bracket or somewhere around there, we used to talk about living from check to check. But, nowadays there's a condition called check to Monday. So you ain't even making it to the next paycheck. But by Monday, your money is gone. And so the problem with that type of behavior is it creates a attitude and thought process where it makes it almost impossible to ever find yourself in a situation where you are financially free, or getting ahead in life. Because, and of course, I'm mindful of my audience. I'm talking to, young people of color, families of color. There is this reality that there is a racial wealth gap. And we have been programmed to think of money as just something to spend, 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 spend. And that attitude can prevent us from having access to all of the what's the American dream, prosperity, all these different things that so many other people, our counterparts, have access to. So the saver, who remembers or knows what the saver is? What are behaviors of a saver? Okay, they save money. They stingy. And you know what? That's the truth. That's the truth. And I'm going to touch on that. What else can we say about a saver? They budget. Okay. Okay. So the saver, do you think that's a good temperament, a money temperament to have, being a saver? Yes. So it's much, much better than the spender. And there's no problem. Well, there is a problem. Being a saver is not terrible. Let me say it like that. It's not terrible because, as you all have pointed out, a saver is going to save money. They're going to be fiscally responsible. They pay their bills on time. A saver is the type of person who is going to save their money to make a major purchase. So if they want a car, they may save their money up to either purchase the car cash or to make sure that they have a sizable down payment. A saver is going to plan and make sure that they are budgeting to make purchases. The problem with being a saver is you're hoarding money, you're stingy, you don't want to take any type of risk. And when you have that type of mentality, it's very difficult to create wealth because when you are a saver, typically your money is going to be sitting in a bank. And you all who were here, and if you've heard me speak before, I talk about banks giving you like less than 1% interest. If you are with a bank that has a high yield savings, those interest rates are starting to go up where it may be around 3%, but it's APY. And so you're barely getting any interest on your money. So really you're just saving your money. It's sitting somewhere. And then when you make a purchase, you're back at zero, pretty much. You save to make a purchase. You make that purchase and you no longer have money. So then there is the wealth creator. Can anybody tell me what are behaviors of a wealth creator? Yes, they invest. They take risk. Yes. What else? And this is the temperament that we are going to focus on today. Wealth creators are looking for ways that their money will work for them. So they're not in the business, or they don't have the mindset of, I just want to hoard money. I want to put all this money into a savings account and just keep it and save it. And, when I get enough money to make a purchase, I make a purchase. No, they are looking at whatever money that they have and identifying ways that that money can make more money for them. That is the mindset of a wealth creator. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, is how to make our money work for us. So the first thing I think is important for us to do is to lay the foundation of understanding money. So what does it mean when I say make your money work for you? What does it mean to you when you hear me say that? Yes, Earl? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And can you give me some examples of how that might look? Absolutely. Stocks, investing in a business, real estate, insurance. Yes, we'll get to that. Good. That was good. Fabulous. Any other takers? Okay. Well, that's the end goal, right? Because again, when you're a saver, you're saving money, but as you're making purchases, you are going through that money, and you know that money is not necessarily multiplying. It may have some added interest that comes with it, but it is not necessarily like multiplying. And so, how we make money work for us, and Earl, you said it plainly, you know, we have to invest it. You talked about taking risk. When we're looking at how to make our money work for us, there is a reality that there are some risks that come with that. And at the end of the day, as I often say, it's a mindset. How we view money, how we make it work for us. It's a mindset. So why is it important? Let's talk about why it's important to make our money work for us. Go ahead. So you can be stable, okay? So you can do the things you want to do. I love it because I often talk about moving beyond managing your money and mastering your money. Because a lot of us, specifically those who are spenders, your money is telling you what to do because you only have a certain amount of it. But financial freedom, yes. Generational wealth, yes, yes, yes. It's important from the perspective of wealth creation. And as we're sitting here and we're talking to young people, to teenagers, young adults today about this, it's so important. And I made this statement earlier, is for you all to get this information while you are young. Because for those of you who are either an adult, you're 18 and above, young adult, or you're transitioning into adulthood, you're going to start making money. Your hands is going to start touching money. You're going to begin to have jobs. You're going to have a career. You're going to be doing things, and you are going to have money. And it is so important that you know what to do with the money that you are getting. Because so oftentimes we don't have the proper information. So even if you are a young person and you get a job and you still may be staying at home with your parents, when we don't know what to do with our money, it's like the reality is that's the best setup. You're staying at home. You're making money. You could be saving that money. You could be investing it. You could be starting a business. But a lot of times what happens is, especially in those situations, it's like we're making money, we buying tennis shoes. We're making that money, we're eating out all the time. And believe it or not, especially in the Black culture, a lot of us are eating up our money. If you were to look at a lot of people's bank statements, if you were to look at credit card statements, you would find that a lot of the entries on there come from eating out. And I am a witness to this. So I'm talking to myself right now. And there's nothing wrong with it if you can afford it, right? There's nothing wrong with it if it's not causing a financial problem. But this is one of the reasons why we want to make our money work for us, because we want to be able to do what we want to do. If I want to go out and get me a steak, I want to go get me a steak. If I want to go to Red Robin, I can go to Red Robin. I can do what I want to do when I set up my life and my finances to be able to do so. So we talked about this, and I'm just laying a foundation here. We talked about this a couple of months ago, and this is the foundation. Okay, this is the foundation. And we need to get to a place where we start at the foundation. So my oldest son, I have a son who is 22. He just turned 22 years old on Cinco de Mayo, Gene. And he has like the biggest dreams ever. He has that mindset where, he wants to be rich. He wants to be super wealthy. Last year, he was in the process of wanting to get vending machines and utilize that as a way of creating wealth. But the problem with my son, Gene, is he doesn't want to build the foundation. He doesn't want to build the foundation of understanding that you have to have a spending plan or a budget. You have to know what money is coming. And you have to have money coming in, period, and point blank. You can't jump from being a teenager to just being a millionaire without putting certain foundational things in place. And one of those foundational things is making money, whether it's through a job or whether your parents, give you money some kind of way to get started. But there has to be a foundation. And that foundation starts with tracking your money, tracking your income, making sure that you are employed and making some type of money, whether it's, you're employed, whether it's a side hustle, whether it's residual income. But you got to track your money. You got to know what you have coming in on a weekly, bi-weekly, monthly basis. Track your money, because when you don't track your money, this is what happens. You'll get it, it'll come to you quickly, and it'll walk away from you, and you won't even know that it done walked away from you. You'll look at your app, because we got the apps on our phones now for our bank accounts, and you be like, wait a minute, I just got paid and I had $1,000 and I got like $2.53 sitting up in my account. You got to track your money. You all are going to have bills. Did you all know that, young people? Y'all going to have bills that you have to pay as you begin to grow and become mature. Cell phone bill, rent, mortgage, electricity, garbage, water. You plan on having a car? Do any of y'all plan on having a vehicle? You got to put gas in it. And when y'all get y'all's vehicles, y'all gonna want to ride, because I already know how it is. Y'all, especially on days like today, y'all gonna want to be out riding. Gas is expensive. So you got to track these things, because you can get into the habit of just swiping, McDonald's, gas, Wendy's, swiping, Forever 21, swiping, and then you only got $2.53 left in your account, which is better than what happened to me many, many years ago when, I was just swiping, and I went to Wet Seal and tried to swipe, and they was like, this has been declined. You don't want to find yourself in that situation where your transactions aren't going through. But the bottom line is we need to track our money. That is the foundation of making your money work for you. Is the foundation of wealth. I say track your money. I don't utilize the term budget, because budgets are like diets. People get all funny acting when you use that term diet, and it's hard to be consistent because we're talking about restrictions. So I focus on having a spending plan as opposed to a budget, and looking at it from a more positive standpoint. What can I spend money on as opposed to what I can't spend money on? What can I eat that's healthy as opposed to telling me I can't eat that burger and them fries, spending plan versus budget. So we talked about the saver, and we talked about the fact that that's not necessarily the best money temperament to have. But again, it's not 100% problematic. And saving is a part of making your money work for you. It can be a part of making your money work for you. And so saving is a fundamental step into making your money work for you, because it gives you a safety net. Everybody in here, young people, I'll give you all a little pass. But when you all turn 18 and you start working and all of that, this definitely applies. Everybody should have an emergency savings. Everybody. That's one of the first foundational things from wealth. And you have your budget, you have your spending plan, but you need to have an emergency savings. You need to have a safety net, because what you don't want to do is incur debt because you don't have a emergency savings. So it's important as a foundation to saving to have a safety net, to have an emergency savings. When we look at savings, I'm not just speaking about a savings account, because even stocks is it's an investment, but you are putting money in a storage. It's a place to store your money, and essentially it's working for you. Saving is important from a bigger standpoint because we want to start understanding the art of compound interest. And that can happen in some savings vehicles, which I will get to in a few moments. Again, I just want to lay some basic foundational pieces for you all. All right, so let's look at the importance of savings, building an emergency fund, having financial security, benefits of saving, compound interest. When you save money, it can earn interest over time. We want to make sure that we are putting our money somewhere where it is earning interest, where we are making money off of it. Strategies for effective savings. Who should be the first person that you pay when you get paid? Yes, we know tithes for them. Yeah, we understand that. We understand that. After you take care of what your spiritual beliefs are, who is the first person you need to route money to? Yourself. Always pay yourself first. This may be contradictory to what some people teach, because some people say you need to make sure that you pay your bills. And that is how some people think. Pay your bills and then you save what you have left over after you pay your bills. Wrong answer. That's not how you do it. You pay yourself first. Because I'm going to tell you this, and again, this is controversial, but I can be a controversial person, so that's okay. Pay yourself first, because this is the reality. If you already robbing Peter to pay Paul, what difference does it make if you pay yourself first from the standpoint of paying your bills? If it's already a problem with you getting your bills paid, why not pay yourself first? If you're already going to be late and behind, why not? Somebody might be like, it doesn't sound responsible, Jonte, for me to pay myself first and to save money when I have bills to pay. It is responsible, because you are creating a reservoir of money that you will be able to pour yourself out of this financial situation that you're in. You're putting money to the side that you can use to invest in yourself, because that's another thing about paying yourself first. It's not even just about the aspect of putting money away in a savings account. You need to allocate money for your personal development. When we talk about wealth, there's personal development that we all need to have in order to be successful. We need to be investing and paying ourselves first so that we can go to educational opportunities for investing. So we can learn how to invest in real estate. So we can learn how to build a business, because essentially that knowledge is what is needed to create wealth. That knowledge is what is needed to make your money work for you. So always have the mindset that you are your greatest asset. You are your greatest asset. And you need to demonstrate that you believe that by paying yourself first and investing in yourself before you pay anything else or invest in anything else. Did you have something that you wanted to say? Some basic fundamental things about investments, because that's what Earl has told us that wealth creating is. It is deals with investing, and it absolutely does. It deals with investing money. So what is investing? Can somebody tell me in your own teenage words, what is investing? Putting your money into something? Yes, putting your money into something and getting more money back. Any other takers? Do 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 do. All right, Earl, Janathan, Janae, what y'all think investing is? What he said? I love it. What he said. All right. Investing involves putting your money, you said somewhere, into various assets or vehicles. That's the key word. Vehicles. Putting it in different vehicles with the goal of generating a return. And this is very important information for you all to learn at this wonderful young age that you are at, is the importance of putting your money somewhere that's going to generate a return. You want your money to work for you. The big goal is to be able to live off of the interest of your money making money for you. So these are a few. These are not the only, but these are a few investment strategies that we are going to talk about today. So stocks, bonds, mutual funds, real estate, cryptocurrency, startups, retirement accounts. Are you all familiar with any of these types of investments? What are you familiar with? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. So you was paying attention. All right, Earl, I like that. What about you all? Are you all familiar with any of these different investment strategies? What you know about crypto? Okay. What about y'all too? Y'all familiar with any of these? You know about crypto too? What you know about crypto? Bitcoin. All right. That is a type of crypto. All right. What about you? Pretty much all of them. What you know about real estate? Okay. Okay. All right. So these are some, believe it or not, there's like more types of investments out there beyond these, but these are some of the more familiar types of investments. So stocks, companies. That's the way to think about stocks. You are investing money in a company. You buy shares in a company, and in theory, you are part owner of a company based on the number of shares that you buy. Based on how the stock market works, depending on how a company is doing, if they are doing really, really well and they're making, money, they have good publicity, their stocks will be up. If something happens, they're not making money. If they get bad PR, we've seen this happen even from a racial standpoint, where there are companies who will either say something or they'll have a commercial and it's offensive, the stocks go down. So a company's reputation is very much important as it relates to their valuation, their value. So as you all begin to look at investing in stocks, those are things that you need to keep in mind when you do your research. The strength, the financial strength of a company, the reputation of the company. Is the face of the company, the individual that's the face of the company, are they somebody that has a good reputation, or are they somebody who is controversial? Because those things are very much related to the stock going up and going down. And the key with stocks is that you want to buy low and do what? Boom! Say it again. Buy low. You said it. I heard you. Oh, it was Jay? Sell when it's high. Yes. I'm proud. Amen. Yes, you buy stocks low and you sell high. And stocks should be seen as a long-term investment, unless you're like a day trader or something like that and you want to play around with it. And that is a fabulous career to get into if you like numbers. But the goal with stocks is long-term, because you want to buy them low and sell them high. I'm going to tell you this, and I wish Earl was in here. I'm going to make sure I repeat myself when he gets back, because this is very, very, very important for you all to hear. In my opinion, and I think my opinion got some weight to it, real estate is the best investment that you all can make. It is hands down the best investment that you can make. Real estate, out of all of these different investment opportunities that there is, real estate is the best one. I know y'all are young, and so y'all may not be familiar with Monopoly. Y'all probably heard of it, but are you looking like, oh, so y'all didn't play Monopoly? Because y'all be acting funny. Y'all be on video games and all this stuff like this. I don't know if y'all be playing board games like that, but Monopoly. Do you know what Monopoly was about? What was it about? Come on here. Property, rent, land, all of those different things. Monopoly, monopolize. The goal is to have as much real estate as possible. So foundationally, what I would say is land is the first. So Earl, I just told everybody, because I want you to hear this. The best investment that you all can ever make is real estate. You should have a diverse portfolio, but the best investment is real estate. And so with the game Monopoly, Monopoly, I'm not going to say it's a derivative of monopolize, but the word is in the same family. And the goal of the game Monopoly was to monopolize all of the real estate for the game. That's how you won the game. Real estate is the most valuable tool in investing. First of all, land. A lot of people will talk about getting houses, getting property. And yes, you should. You need to get that too. But let me tell you something about land that people are just now coming to the realization of. You're shaking your head no? People are just now, it's becoming common. It's becoming a common discussion now, but it was not this common before. But did you realize, or do you realize, that when it comes to land, there will never be more land? Never. Houses are popping up everywhere. You can go into a neighborhood and see trees and nothing, and 6 months later, there's houses that have popped up. Houses are being built all the time. There will never, in history, be more land. Never. So you can buy a piece of land and you can hold on to it. You can pass it down to your children if you're thinking about generational wealth. But here's the thing. At some point, somewhere along the line, somebody's going to want to buy that land from you. And they're going to pay you more for it than what you paid for it, because houses, buildings, they're going to keep on popping up. What do you need to put a house on? You got to have land to put a house on. So get land. Save up your money. You can get land very relatively inexpensive, especially if it has not been developed. You can get land. We were looking at some land, and let me be clear, I understand that everybody ain't got this kind of money sitting around, but in the bigger scheme of things, this is inexpensive. We saw land here in the state of Washington, because real estate is ridiculous here, versus if you go down south. Didn't we see like plots of land for like under $20,000? Yeah, that's relatively low in the bigger scheme of things. You could own your own property for less than $20,000. Now, if you are saving up your money when you get paid, and you're thinking, and we're gonna get to that in a minute. I'm gonna walk you all through the process of creating your financial vision and setting goals. But if you have a plan, do you know how much land that you all could have by the time you're 40? Which is not old, let me tell you. It's not old, and you're gonna be 40 before you know it. Also, actually buying houses. condos, apartments, uh, commercial spaces. These are very, very great ways to invest your money. And here's the thing, you don't have to have your own money to get these things, because I talk about getting out of debt, but there's a way to have good debt. And good debt is when you use somebody else's money. I call it OPP. In my day, OPP was something else, but today, uh, other people's, OPM, we're going to talk about OPM, other people's money. Utilizing other people's money to work for you so that you are making money. You can get loans from banks, and that's good debt, to buy land, to buy property, to make investments that are going to make money for you. So real estate is the best way to invest your money, because here's the other thing about real estate. It's going to appreciate. It's going to appreciate. You're going to make money off of it. You're not going to lose money in real estate. Unless you do something ridiculous, you get a loan and you don't pay, other than that, you're not going to lose your money in real estate. Cryptocurrencies, digital currencies, becoming more familiar. It's worth investing in, because we are transitioning to a space here in the United States where we will be all digital at some point. Paper money is going to go away. So invest in cryptocurrencies, invest in digital currencies. Don't put all your money in there. The key is having a diverse portfolio. As much as possible, if you can put a little something in all of these, you want to do that. Make sure that your portfolio is diverse. Okay? Startups and venture capital. This is something that me and my husband have gotten into. We took the risk of investing money in a startup company, and today we got the testimony that one of the companies that we invested in went public, and they 10x'd, basically 10 times plus what the initial investments that people made when it hit the stock market. This is another great way to make your money work for you, but it is very risky, because you can invest in a startup company and they don't go nowhere, and you can lose all your money. Same thing in the stock market. You can lose your money if you don't do your research and make sure that it's a good stock. And then retirement accounts, those are your 401ks, TSPs, different things like that, which do invest in the stock market. But that is another form of investing. One thing I did not put up here, because we're not supposed to say is an investment, but life insurance. It is a vehicle that you can use that compounds interest. It can be utilized as an investment tool, but it's not an investment. It's life insurance. You all, when you turn 18, need to make sure that you get life insurance, cash value life insurance, index universal life insurance policies, which actually invest your money in the stock market, but there's zero risk because the floor is zero. So you will never, ever, ever lose money, but you definitely stand to gain a whole lot. I do this. I deviate sometimes. Mindset. A lot of times, again, and this is the challenge with my son Gene, and I hope I'm gonna get this video to him and let him know I was talking about him today. But here's the thing. Again, sometimes we want to just jump out there and go to the moon initially, and we don't want to do the foundational building blocks, right? And so sometimes people just want to go out there and it's like, I want to get my own place. I want to get my own place, and you spend that money getting your own place. I want a house. There's nothing wrong with getting the multifamily townhouse condo and renting part of it to someone else and making that money. You're creating wealth for yourself. So real quick, and then we're going to do our final activity, and we are going to finish up. But these are some examples of individuals who make their money work for them. Y'all know who Shaq is? All right. Y'all know that Shaq do more than just play basketball, or he played more than this? That was more than what he, his thing is? Okay. So taking his money that he made through playing basketball and creating other wealth opportunities, sponsorships, commercials, different things like that. Okay. So that's what Shaq did. I'm going to talk about Coach Stormy Wellington real quick because I'm going for the culture. She is a young Black woman who made her money in nutritional products, Total Life Changes, made a lot of money in that company, but came to the realization, because here's the key, it's about mindset. You can make a whole bunch of money and still not have money because it's a mindset. Everybody in here at some point will have $1 million that runs through our hands. It's statistically a fact. But how many of us will actually create wealth? It's about a mindset, because most people will take that $1 million that they have over a lifetime and just spend. But anyway, Coach Stormy Wellington, she's making all this money, and she's like, well, I can't just let it sit in my bank. So she started buying Birkin bags, and she started buying Louboutins and all this different stuff, these luxury designer products, because she's like, well, I got to do something with my money. And I do think that these things will appreciate over time, but that wasn't it. So finally, through getting coaching and education, she realized I need to invest in real estate. So she took $5 million and she invested it into crowdfunding. So if you don't have your own money to invest in real estate, there's also an investment tool called crowdfunding, where you can go in with a whole bunch of people, and these are people that you don't typically know. It's a platform that you connect with, and you can invest your money. And so you could get a property that's like $100 million and only put in a few thousand. And you will get a check every single month. I ain't saying it's going to be a whole lot of money if you only put in $5,000, but you're going to get some money every month. If that investment is making money, you're going to get paid. So there's ways to do it. So anyway, she did that. She did the crowdfunding. She invested in proprietary information. So, you two, y'all like to play video games, right? Y'all should be thinking about something that you all can create, or something that you all could teach other people about whatever it is that y'all do. I can't even speak to it because I'm not into gaming, but people will like pay y'all to like teach them different techniques and things like that. Create something. That's proprietary material, intellectual property. You can charge people and make money. So those are some ways that these people, Rick Ross, people know him as a rapper. He is a wealth genius. Beyond the music industry, he invests in businesses. He has proprietary information. Also, about to break into the potato chip industry. I don't have Snoop Dogg on here. Y'all know who Snoop Dogg is? Don't make me feel old. Snoop Dogg, Master P, all of these are people who were in the music industry and rappers who have figured out other ways to make money. So they made money one way and they made their money work for them. So they didn't just live off of what they made when they were rapping and doing whatever. They made their money work for them. Okay, so that's the key. Whatever it is that you do, your job, whatever, however you make money, make sure that you put it somewhere and invest it in a place where it works for you.